Um, Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another sneak peek of the Capture Conference 2022. We have with us today one of our speakers, Greg Froning. He will be speaking to modernizing capture in the health insurance market. Greg has extensive experience in the healthcare industry. He is currently, let me make sure I get this right, solutions architect of commercial health insurance with CVS Health. Thank you for joining us today, Craig.
Hey, pleasure to be here.
And again, I mentioned in the quick intro, you have decades of experience designing capture solutions for insurance. What's the most important first step to get it right?
I think the most overlooked first step is getting the requirements together. Fully understand the business process and what are they trying to, they being the business, try to solve, enhance, modernize, whatever it is. And probably the even more important step is get a lot of samples, sample documents, all the different varieties that you can possibly see. And I mean, lots of samples. Everybody starts with maybe a day's worth. If I can get a week, a month, 2 months, whatever I can get, that's good to start with. Probably another key is to get somebody from the business that will be dedicated to this project and to work with you day in and day out. Think kind of an agile approach. So you don't just meet in the beginning and then, okay, go away, build some magic solution and come back and say, ta-da. It never works that way.
Are you sure? It's like capture is magic, and it's easy, right? It's just taking
You
a piece
bet.
of paper and putting it right in through a scanner. Sort of the flip side of that question is, what is the most common mistake you see made that leads to a subpar capture implementation? Obviously, not doing those things that you just said
Right.
would be one, but I'm sure there's other common flubs that you've seen over your career.
The not allocating enough resources or money. It comes down
Mhm.
to hiring somebody, time or money to, build the requirements. Nobody wants to read a requirements document thinking that's, what they're paying for. They want you to build something and
Right.
code it, whatever, implement it. Probably one of the biggest things is unrealistic expectations.
Hmm.
To say with, the we can solve your problem and 99% accuracy and whatever large percentage of manual interaction and reduction, and that's given before you really know what it is the business wants, because a lot of times they don't even know what they want. They're asking for something magic to happen, and you need to spend that time up front. So to educate both sides,
Mhm.
what business, what can be done, but also on the developer side to see what the business really wants or what can happen.
So sprinkle a little bit of just capture fairy dust, just it isn't going to get the job done, right?
Yes, take some work.
So it's interesting. It's interesting that you said, unrealistic expectations, and that's which is a perfect lead in for the next question, which is, we see a lot of companies claiming 100% accuracy on unstructured documents out there right now. Out in the real world, what are you seeing when it comes to the difficulty of using recognition tools, including these AI tools, to ingest a gigantic variety of documents?
Well, the first thing whenever I see 100% accuracy, that then I start asking questions. Um, that's very, very difficult to get 100% of anything. Humans are involved. So it's things are going to go sideways. Probably, you're never going to be able to develop a solution that handles everything that a company gets in or a business area. It's impossible.
Hmm.
Even in the old days, it used to be kind of 80-20. and, handwritten, like 50% accuracy, things like that, which have really progressed in the last few years, even with AI, that there's been tremendous increases in the level of accuracy. Probably another word of caution is get that definition of accuracy. What what does the business, think of? What is their definition of accuracy versus what you're trying to deliver accuracy? 100% means every single letter on every single document was successfully analyzed and interpreted in the correct manner. That's a pretty tall order. So that's probably, something good up front to, what is a definition of success?
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. The last question, as we round the corner here to question number 4, your session description says you'll be sharing your vision for the ultimate capture solution. So without giving away the store to try to get people to register for Capture Conference 2022, can you share a glimpse of what that is?
Well, a vision doesn't mean it's currently happening, but it's something we strive for. One of the biggest challenges that I've seen is the speed to delivery. We start working on a project. I mean, in the old days, we used to allocate 6 months, 8 months, even a year to take in claims or whatever document type you're looking at. Install the software, build it up, build all the environments, do the development, the analysis, the testing in a year, with how many dollar signs that involves in time and budget. And that's just not realistic, or it's hard to find upper management that's willing to write that check on a promise for a future. It's being able to do that within weeks. And I'm talking 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. That's a very, short duration of starting a project and implementing it. Secondly, with the advancement of cloud technology.
Can I ask you a quick question there?
Sure.
It's almost like thinking of capture in terms of a sprint as opposed to sort of that almost an agile mentality or something along those lines.
Absolutely. And that's more and more of the teams that I've worked with have taken that approach. And because of the fast pace and, things come up and it changes so fast that, these documents you had a year ago they become irrelevant very shortly. So you need to be fast and agile. Cloud technology also helps this tremendously. I mean, every company that I've heard of is embraced in the move to cloud in some way, shape, or form. And it really lends the ability to be transformative, either increasing or decreasing scalability. And that used to be, fairly easy to scale up, but not easy to scale down. You have you have this new form that has to happen, yearly enrollment or something like that. And, you're only using it for a month or 6 weeks or something like that. And, next year is going to change. So you can just budget that in and use it for 6 weeks and then you give it back. That's oversimplifying the whole process, but that ability is there. And also with the cloud mentality, that no one capture software has the best tools for every problem. They all excel at some type of document or better at handwritten or, unstructured documents versus structured, things like that. And what I'm seeing is the publication of those types of OCR engines or AI availability to be used as a service.
Mhm.
You have your capture system and software built already, but you can incorporate, a call to the cloud to use this AI engine, or, even for specific documents, and buy what you need, pay for what you use.
Right.
And just those few things have been game changers versus 10 or 15 years ago where that wasn't an option. So
It's kind of amazing that you can capture a document on your phone and put it into a workflow, and it's just 25 years ago, I think anybody would have said, man, you're a little bit crazy if you had suggested about what the possibilities are today. And Greg, look forward to meeting you in person.
looking forward to that too. Thank you very much.